All right, guys, once again, this is another CLNS Media Patriots Roundtable. I am your host tonight, Nick Qualia, with Mike Molyneux and Marv Azan. All right, guys, we're going to get away from Patriots a little bit. We don't always want to talk about Patriots because there's plenty more to talk about. Baker Mayfield, my guy. Mike, Marv, I don't think I've ever actually told you guys this. I have a confession to make. I might be the biggest Baker Mayfield fan of all time. Outside of Ohio, I might be the biggest Baker Mayfield fan there is. I'm thinking about getting tattoos of Baker. I'm thinking about getting my wall painted of Baker Mayfield.
Wow.
Baker Mayfield is my guy. And he was the biggest topic this week in the NFL. Really not the biggest game, but the biggest topic. Browns, Bengals, Hue Jackson on the other side now, no longer with the Browns, but he's with the Bengals. The Browns, all game, are disrespecting this guy. Interception, defensive back hands the ball to Hue Jackson on the sideline, on the Bengals sideline, and Hue Jackson accepts the ball. He accepted this ball. Hue Jackson, what are you doing? Please have some self-respect. You can't do that. You can't accept that ball. But anyway, back to Baker. Post-game, Baker Mayfield, Hue Jackson, they shake hands midway. Hue Jackson goes in for the bro hug. Baker Mayfield goes, no. Stops him. Completely defends himself from the Hue Jackson hug. Then post-game, he had some other things to say about Hue Jackson when he was asked about it, and he didn't really hold back. He said he left Cleveland, goes down to Cincy. I don't know. It's just somebody that was in our locker room asking for us to play for him and then goes to a different team. We play twice a year. Everyone can have their spin on it, but that's how I feel. And remember, Hue Jackson didn't really like Baker Mayfield before the draft either, so there was already seemed to be some animosity beforehand. But with all that being said, with Baker Mayfield being open about how much he dislikes Hue Jackson with not letting him hug him at midfield, his first head coach, the guy who essentially drafted him. Guys, is Baker Mayfield on the right here? Is this okay for him to be doing this against Hue Jackson? Again, the guy who drafted him into the NFL. Marv, we'll start with you.
Listen, I'm all for getting fueled up, facing an old opponent or an old coach. I mean, Baker was in his bag. I'm not the biggest Baker Mayfield fan like you are, Nick, but Baker was in his bag and he was cooking up the Bengals. But to say that, oh, he left to go to the team that we're gonna face twice. Come on, that's weak. It's not what happened. He got fired. He got fired, and an opportunity opened up for him. It's not like he wanted to leave and to go to Cincinnati. He didn't get up. He didn't pull a Doc Rivers and say, "Oh, I'm out."
He didn't have to go there, though. He didn't.
Why not? The opportunity opened up. He's got to feed his family, Nick.
He's getting paid by the Browns anyway. They didn't take away the money they're paying him.
Someone offering you a job, he wants to still coach. He still wants to be involved in football. Someone offers you a job, you take it. You're a free agent. Why not? He has a relationship with Marvin Lewis that we know of. So come in and work with the Bengals. What happened?
The two suck bags.
Hey man, I didn't say they were great. I just said they had a relationship.
Oh man.
All right, Mike.
Listen.
Mike, before I let you answer, guys, do you know where to go to get tickets? Do you know where to go to luckily get a great deal on tickets?
Where at?
1 in 100. Okay? Listen to me. This is for you guys. This is for everybody watching this too. Today's Patriots Roundtable, powered by our friends at 1 in 100. Go to 1in100.co, not .com, 1in100.co for your chance to win killer Pats, Celtics, Bruins, and concert tickets in New England for the price of a beer or a large pizza. Guys, it's that easy. Go there. Go to 1in100.co. You enter a raffle, and you can win tickets, really good tickets, for the price of a beer or a pizza. All right, Mike, what's your answer? What are your thoughts on Baker Mayfield?
Listen, man, I'm all for Baker Mayfield. I'm not the biggest fan like you are, Nick, but I like everything he brings to the table. I like his
tattoo parlor together. Get some Baker tattoos.
I like his swag. I like the way he carries himself on the field. You know, I like how he interacts with the media. So the fact that, you know, he's taking the reins of the Browns organization right now. Obviously, the team has sucked. The team has been garbage. And right now, the face of that garbage has been Hue Jackson. He's been part of the reason that they've sucked for many years. But over the last several years, Hue Jackson has been the head coach. So he's going to take the brunt of the trash that's being dished out toward that team. Baker Mayfield's trying to ship that team into a new direction. He's trying to be the face. You know, he's trying to be that guy for the Browns organization moving forward. So, look, I hear he's saying all this to the media, you know, the T left, not shaking hands. What Baker Mayfield is trying to say, and I get it, what he's trying to say is, look, That guy's gone. This is my team now. I'm the captain now, and I'm about to run things over here. We're not going to talk about Hue Jackson and his time with the Cleveland Browns. It's Baker Mayfield time, and I'm running things. So I'm all for whatever he has to say, and I hope that he continues to find success for the Browns. I love the game that he had against Cincinnati, and hey, hope the Cleveland Browns start to find the right path towards success and not go the opposite direction. Continue to go the opposite direction.
You know why I don't hate it? It'd be different if I didn't feel like everybody in the Browns organization hated Hue Jackson. Everybody right down to the coaches. Because we saw Hard Knocks this year. I almost blanked on Hard Knocks. We saw Hard Knocks this year. It seems like nobody had respect for this guy. And that's why I don't really mind it. Because apparently if this guy was this bad inside the stadium around his organization, then I'm not gonna feel bad if somebody is that disrespectful towards him, because quite frankly, it seems like he was disrespectful a lot of the time throughout Hard Knocks too. You can see it in the video. There were people who just, nobody liked this guy. It seems like the coaches just did not, his assistant coaches didn't have respect. I mean, i.e. Todd Haley. When I talk about coaches, I'm just talking about Todd Haley. It seemed like they didn't get along too well. It just seems like there wasn't a lot of respect for this guy in the organization. And because of that, I'm going to kind of ride with Baker on this one. It's no bias, not just because I like Baker Mayfield a lot, but the guy was open about not wanting to draft Baker before if I'm not mistaken, he was open about not wanting to draft Baker before the season. Can you guys back me up on that, or am I just making that up?
No, I hear you. I hear you about that. And he wasn't a fan of Baker Mayfield. I think he was, if I'm not mistaken, I think he wanted Darnold, but I can't remember.
I did too. For some reason, again, don't quote me on this, but I think I remember him saying he did not want to draft Baker. But okay, again, push that on the back burners. It's just tough for me to be mad at Baker Mayfield like this when the guy's a fiery personality. We already know that, and the guy's now the enemy. The guy's now the enemy. He left for an in-division team. That's what I want in my quarterback. Somebody who's going to be that fired up about somebody leaving your team, no matter what the circumstances, and going to an in-division team. That guy's your enemy now, and not for nothing, it's the Bengals. They're a very dirty team. They're a team that nobody likes in the NFL. That's just a fact. All right, guys, anything else left to say on this Baker conversation?
Look, I'm not against what Baker did. I just want honesty. Don't use him as a scapegoat saying because he went to Cincinnati, we're going to be disrespectful. If you didn't like him, come out and say we didn't think he was a good coach. He sucked. I would have respected that more than trying to use he went to a division rival. Why would he do that? We're not trying to hear that. We want the truth. That's all. We want the truth.
Big truth guy, Marv. Mike,
all I know is if he has so much hatred in his heart and so much fire he was playing with this past Sunday, he needs to come out with that same kind of intensity these next couple of games throughout the rest of the season. Because I feel like Baker Mayfield can be a very good quarterback in the NFL moving forward in his career. So keep that same fire, my guy.
Godspeed, Baker Mayfield. Guys, thank you. Thank you for watching another CLNS Media Patriots Roundtable. Again, I'm your host, Nick Qualia, with Marv Azan and Mike Molyneux. This week, we got the Patriots playing the Minnesota Vikings, so hopefully we got a lot to talk about next week in our series of Roundtable videos. Guys, thank you. We will talk to you next week.